was awesome.
No, it wasn't. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Trailer Park, the movie review show that focuses on the trailers of the movies. I am still your host, Richard Barlow, and today we are finally going to talk about the Aquaman movie. Now, I'm revealing a little more than I planned to with the new look of Trailer Park, but out of necessity, this is how I had to do it today, so you're getting a little glimpse of things to come. There's still a lot more changes happening. The set is going to look different than this, so the only clue you're getting is I'm going to be at a desk from now on. It's comfy, okay? I don't want to stand all the time. But anyway, let's get to the review.
My father was a lighthouse keeper. My mother was a queen.
So in reviewing this trailer, I gave it a B-. Whew. And that was being very generous. This movie didn't even come close to that. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. This is by far the worst DC movie. Yeah, I would give Suicide Squad a better mark than I'm giving Aquaman. It is just awful. I think it would be a shorter video if I say what worked about this movie than if I name all the things that were wrong with it. Actually, I don't think I could name anything that worked with it. Jason Momoa looks good. That's about it. I can see, that bringing in some people being like, damn, that's a good looking guy. But that's it. That's honestly it with this movie. Everything is so bad. The acting is appalling. The writing is a joke. The directing, James Wan didn't know what kind of movie he wanted to make. At one point, we're doing like your usual superhero movie, but then we're going on like some sort of Indiana Jones or Uncharted type adventure, and then there's like some really cheesy romance, bad music playing kind of scene, and then at the end it's like almost Godzilla movie with a big monster that comes. Like it's just everywhere. He didn't know what kind of movie he wanted to make, and it shows. If we get into the writing of this movie, it's like feels like it's written by a child. Like the lines are so on the nose, the jokes aren't funny, exposition in it is just like boring. The amount of flashbacks, like it's not really an origin story, but it is. And the amount of flashbacks is like, I don't need a backstory for every little thing. Like the trident that he's trying to find, just tell me it's the king's trident and he needs to get it back. I don't care about the story of it, and it just dragged on. This, honestly, is one of the only movies I had to fight myself from walking out of.
Trust me, I am no king.
The acting, they had talented people in there. They have William Dafoe. They have Patrick Wilson. They go to waste. Their talents are wasted because the script is so awful. There's nothing that the talented actors could do with it. And the actors that I had doubts about, mainly Jason Momoa, because he's never really impressed me with his acting talents, obviously they couldn't bring anything to the script because the script is so bad. And, you can't even call it acting barely. It's just horrible. Like, I was getting angry watching it. The CG that I was scared about in my trailer review, yeah, it was bad. But you know what? Honestly, it's the least of my worries. There were some scenes, like when they're trying to make older actors look younger, a trick that Marvel does all the time. But in this one, like I felt sometimes like I was watching a video game cutscene. Like that's how animated it looked. And so, I mean, like that was bad, but I don't care. That barely bothered me. With everything else that was going wrong in this movie, I didn't care about the CG. I can only say so much because it made me so upset by how bad this movie is. So I'm not really gonna get into all the details of what didn't work and why, because just nothing worked. Nothing worked because it just, I feel mean saying the talent wasn't there, but it seems like the talent wasn't there. I mean, James Wan is a very talented director in horror. We've seen that with the Conjuring franchise. This must just not be it, or it's just that he couldn't decide what kind of movie he wanted to make, so that's where he went wrong. Like maybe if he had one solid vision, he could have nailed it, because he is a good director. But I think his problem came from just not knowing what he wanted to make. The acting, I mean, it is what it is. It's not good. So I can only say so much about that. It's just bad acting. The writing, the movie seems like it was written by a child, so I can only really say that. So I can't really talk much about that. What I am going to say I'm most upset about is how well this movie is doing. I don't know what it is. I mean, you know, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, this is opinion, so I'm not wrong. It's my opinion is my opinion. Maybe, you know, I'm being too hard on it, but honestly, the people I saw the movie with said the exact same thing. Nobody liked it. So I'm wondering what's going on that this movie is making so much money, because that means that the studio's going to see this as being okay, and it's not okay. DC deserves more than what they're getting lately, and it's driving me nuts because, you know, Marvel's doing great, and I don't even want to compare Marvel to DC because, like, they're their own thing. Yeah, they're both superhero franchises, but they're their own thing. I just want DC's got some great characters and some great stories to tell, and it's just being wasted by all these shit movies. And now I had hoped that if this one was going to be bad, that it just tanked and we reset. But it's doing so well, and it scares me that now that just means more shit is going to come. They're not going to learn their lesson. They're not going to reboot the DC universe or anything like that. They're just going to keep making shit because the world has told them that that's okay. And that actually really upsets me. We deserve better than what this movie is. Wonder Woman was good, and that's all we've gotten from DC. I mean, maybe at the end of the day, I just need to give up on watching DC movies. If the world is saying that this movie's good and it's going to make a lot of money and people are liking it, then I must be the odd man out. So maybe I'll just, when it comes to DC movies, I'll back off and not watch them anymore, because if this is what is considered good for a DC movie, I don't want anything to do with it. I still have hopes for Shazam. Shazam looks great. It's gotten my highest trailer rating thus far. So I really hope that one's good. And if it's not and people still love it, then I'll just back off, I guess, on DC, and I'll just enjoy other movies. Hopefully, though, I mean, obviously we're going to get more Aquaman because this one's doing so well. Hopefully it still improves, you know? Hopefully the next script is done by someone else, and even if it's directed by James Wan again, if he has just one solid vision going through, that could be better. I'm not getting on board with Jason Momoa anymore. I don't like him. He looks good. He's not a good actor. I feel like I'm being really negative and really down for this first time back for the show. But I mean, this is starting with Aquaman. I hated it. I absolutely hate this movie. So I can only be so upbeat in this review. But anyway, what did you think? Are you one of the people that really loved it? Did you add to the money? Are you down with seeing another one? Or are you with me and thinking it was just awful? Are you mad you wasted your money? If you haven't seen it, I would say don't waste your money, but I mean, lots of people are going and liking it. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe you will. Maybe I am just too much of a hard ass for this movie. But anyway, let me know in the comments. Of course, let me know what trailers you'd like to see me review. I'll be back throughout this week with a few other movies I missed over the holidays. And then finally, we're going to do the full relaunch of Trailer Park and the new format of the show. But thanks for coming by. If you like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Until next time, I will see you around. Bye, everybody.